So the next tool we're going to play around with is the reflect tool. So it's the same principle here. We select the object, then we choose the axis of reflection, and then we decide whether or not we want to make a copy or just reflect the object. Now just real quickly, I'll show you the quick shortcut for reflecting shapes. So if I go ahead and select this shape and then I right click, I can go right down here to transform, and then you can see I get a list of all the different transformations that we can do. So I could do a reflect. So I'll go ahead and go over here and I'll choose to reflect this triangle on the horizontal axis, and I will not input any angles into that, and I will click OK, and you can see it flipped my triangle or reflected it. I'm going to go ahead and hit Command Z, and we're going to try the more traditional approach to reflecting this. So I'm going to hit the O key to access the reflect tool. It's also located in the same location as the rotate tool in your tool panel. So I'll do this first one here. It says a vertical copy. So I'm going to reflect it along an axis and make a vertical copy. In this case, I'm going to choose this axis right here, right along the edge of this triangle. It doesn't matter exactly where along this edge, just as long as it is on the edge. So I'll find the intersection or where it says path. I'll hold down on the Alt key and click once. Now it's going to ask me how I want to rotate this. In this case, I want to rotate it along the horizontal axis. And if I wanted to, I could put an angle to the reflection at the same time. But in this case, I'm going to keep this at 0. I can click and unclick the preview button, and I will make a copy of that. So we'll go ahead and do another one. I'll select the same shape that we just reflected. I'll choose my reflect tool, and this time I'm going to hover where this edge of the arrow and the edge of the triangle meet. I'll hold down on the Alt key and click once. This time I'm going to reflect this along the vertical axis, so straight up and down, and I'll make sure that that is going the right way, and then I'll click copy. We'll do it one more time. So I have this object already selected. I'll hit O for the reflect tool. I'll hover right where all of these segments are meeting, hold down on the Alt key and click once, and this time I will go back to making a horizontal copy. Remember to click copy, hold down on the Command key and click. Alright, so I'm going to show you just one more way of working with the reflect tool. Before, we have just been clicking once and using the input to numerically type in how we want to reflect it. Now we can also do a more free form kind of reflection. I'm going to go ahead and hold down on the Command key and select this group of shapes right here. But this time I'm just going to click and hold down with the reflect tool, and now I can get almost live in real time how I'm reflecting this shape, basically choosing a different axis every time I move the mouse. If I hold down on the Alt key, it will make a copy as I do that. So I'm going to release the mouse first, release the Alt key, go back to using the black arrow.